It's day 3 of the 12 Days of A Christmas Carol, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 1999 version, which starred Patrick Stewart. I remember when this version first came on TV, my mom and I watched it, and we both thought it was dark and grim. The only thing that I remembered was this one part where Marley unties the bandage that's around his head and his jaw drops, and it's really gross. We'd only seen it the one time, and with all of those things in mind, we weren't really looking forward to seeing it again, but we gave it a chance. And wow, I'm glad we did. The movie itself didn't change, but I think my perceptions or my reaction or my expectations did, and my mom and I both agreed that this was actually a really good version. Yes, it is dark and grim, but it's Dickens, and Dickens is often dark and grim, and this version really hones in on that realism. This version also includes many things from the original story that a lot of the other versions don't have. So many that I wasn't even sure if they were going from the book or if they were just making things up on their own. To be honest, I've only read A Christmas Carol once, and that was 13 years ago, so I don't really remember everything. But after I watched it, I went and I flipped through my copy to check and see if these obscure things were in there, and they were. And I was really surprised. But how are the characters? Patrick Stewart as Scrooge was so good. He was so convincing. He wasn't just an actor playing a cranky caricature. He was a thoroughly mean and miserable man. He was not likable, and it did not seem like there was any hope of redemption in him. But don't think that because he was so low in the beginning that his transformation was unbelievable. Of course, there was the scene that's always funny in just about any version, when he wakes up on Christmas Day and realizes that he still has a chance, and in this version he starts laughing, but apparently he forgot how to laugh because it seems like he's gonna have a heart attack or a seizure or something, and it was so bizarre, but then it was really funny. But then he goes out and he's making such a valiant effort to show how much he's changed. But he goes to his nephew Fred's house, and this is someone who knows him, not just a stranger on the street, and he is so timid and humble and hesitant when he is asking for Fred's forgiveness, and it just brought a lot more depth to the role. It wasn't too fast, it wasn't unbelievable, it was sensitive, and it just was very realistic. The other characters were also very well cast. This is one of those movies where if you watch a lot of British television and British movies, you'll recognize a lot of people because it was constantly like, oh, hey, that's such and such from that movie, and I know that person. Who's he? I think in particular, Richard E. Grant was very well cast as Bob Cratchit. He looked the part, he sounded the part. He wasn't just some nice or simple-minded person for Scrooge to kick around. He actually brought a lot of character to the role. And I especially liked the way they played it when he comes back into the office the day after Christmas, and Scrooge is there and kind of fakes him out, and it just was so refreshing and fun, and I was not expecting to get so much fun out of this version that I remembered as being so depressing, but I did. There were a lot of feel-good moments, and, maybe they were a little bit corny, but there's always going to be something in A Christmas Carol that's a little bit corny. And the stuff that freaked me out before still freaked me out this time. Marley was still really disturbing, but very effective. Probably the only thing that I didn't really enjoy was that there was a heavy use of computer graphics. Sometimes it didn't really seem necessary, like it was an effect that they threw in there to make things seem cooler. And sometimes it was okay, but I really felt like they should have cut back on the computer graphics with the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. It would have been fine if they didn't have this weird thing where it had these two glowing eyes. It just looked really odd, and it's not necessary because obviously they've made all these other movies before they had the ability to make it computer generated, and it's fine. But really, that was like the only thing that threw me off. Oh, and also there was this guy at Fred's party who kept flirting with this other girl, and he just was creepy, and I think we were supposed to think that, oh, he's kind of cute and he's flirting with this girl, but no, it was just like, oh, creepy Mr. Topper, go away, Mr. Topper, we don't like you. But That's not important at all. So that's 1999 Christmas Carol. I'm glad that I gave it a second chance because I really enjoyed it, and it might be a new favorite. I don't know.